All right, so I wanted to make a three-part series on the importance of sleep because it's something I never really paid attention to until recently in the last year or two, and I think it's important for us to understand. Part one is going to look at why it matters and the impacts it has on us. Part two is going to kind of be talking about some of the chemicals and different types of sleep, and then part three is strategies you can use to help you get better quality sleep. So let's start about with so let's start with part one, the importance of sleep. So first of all, why should any of us care or pay attention to it? Well, first of all, a third of our lives is spent sleeping. So anything that we're spending a third of our lives doing, we should probably pay attention to because that's a significant portion of our life. On average, we need 7 to 9 hours per night. Most of us, if you look at surveys, are not getting that, nowhere close. And then the last thing is, and this is what I'm going to spend most of the time on for part one, is lack of sleep has literal mental and physical health consequences for us. So for those of us that aren't sleeping well, and I'm one of them, there are some really important mental and physical health ramifications that you need to pay attention to. And it impacts us in 5 different areas. So cardiovascular health, metabolic health, immunity, reproductive health, and then it's killing us, which is our DNA, and I'll get into that in just a second. So how does sleep deprivation affect us from a cardiovascular standpoint? Well, we know people who aren't sleeping well have more strokes and more heart attacks. From a metabolic standpoint, we can see more diabetes and more obesity. From an immunity standpoint, we get more infections and more cancer. And then from a reproductive standpoint, we can see infertility. But the thing that really opens my eyes is that for us thinking there's not enough hours in the day and not getting enough sleep, literally sleep deprivation is cutting off the ends of our DNA called telomeres. And that is what gives us longevity in life. And so basically lack of sleep isn't saving us time. It's actually shortening our lifespan. And so probably important to kind of keep in mind. Now, I already told you part two, we're going to talk about signaling systems of sleep. Specifically, we're going to talk about caffeine, adenosine, melatonin, and then we'll talk about REM and non-REM sleep.